guys! Okay, so today I'm going to be filming a video that I have actually wanted to film for a really long time now, and I am finally getting around to filming it now, and that is a comparison video comparing the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation with the Revlon Colorstay Liquid Foundation. These two are my holy grail drugstore foundations. Like, love them so much. Use either one of these on a daily basis. Like, literally love both of these and would recommend both of these to, like, everyone. When it comes right down to it, because I know everyone's going to ask, which one do I like better? And when it comes right down to it, I do have to say that I do like the liquid one better. And I'll explain why later in the video, but I think if I had to pick just one, it would be the liquid one. But I do love both of them so much. So I'm kind of gonna talk a little bit about each of them, give you guys a little bit of a background, and then just compare and contrast them. First is Revlon Colorstay Whipped. My color is 320 Warm Golden. I have a full review on this, which I will link in the bottom bar if you want to know a ton about it, and I also have a flawless face routine featuring this, which I will link in the bottom bar as well. So the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation is a whipped consistency, so it looks like this in the jar. Sorry, it's so bright you guys cannot even see the color, but yeah, it looks like this, and it's like a whipped cream consistency. If you guys have ever tried like the Dream Matte Mousse, it's slightly different consistency than that, but very similar to that, but like definitely it's not a liquid. Like, I can flop it upside down and like nothing's coming out, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't even move. So it's definitely like a thicker mousse type consistency, where this one is just going to be your typical liquid foundation, liquid consistency, everything like that. The Revlon Colorstay Whipped, I would say, is a medium to buildable coverage. This, if you just put on a very thin layer, will be medium coverage, but you can build this stuff up to, like, it's almost bad because you can build this stuff up to a literal mask on your face. I think because it is that mousse-like texture, it really just can build up on your skin, and you can make it super full coverage if you want to. So you definitely have to have like a lighter hand with this one, but it's nice because it doesn't necessarily have to be super full coverage, but you can definitely build it up to be super full coverage. But if you just put a nice, thin light layer of it, it's going to be medium coverage. Where the Revlon Colorstay Liquid Foundation is really just all around full coverage. I don't really think that you can make this into like a medium or light medium coverage foundation. I guess if you were to mix it with your moisturizer, you could do that and it would make it lighter, but on its own, it really is just a full coverage foundation. It's not really medium if you use a little bit. This one, the Revlon Colorstay Whipped, is definitely lighter on the skin. I think that has to do with its moussey, like whipped-like consistency. Definitely lighter on the skin. I do feel like my skin can breathe better with this one, and I think that once the winter is over, this is going to be the one that I reach for more in the summer, just because I like a lighter foundation in the summer, kind of one that I feel like my skin can breathe a little bit better. So I think in the summer, this is going to be my go-to. This one is going to be a thicker foundation. It's not super thick, still a liquid, definitely not super thick. Like, if you guys have tried like Kat Von D's Lock-It foundation, not thick like that, but definitely a little heavier on the skin than the Whipped. But I do like this one better in the winter, just because it does give me a little more coverage, like I said, and I don't have to be as light-handed with this one as I do with this one, because like I said, this one can really build up like crazy. And I have, for the Revlon Colorstay Liquid, I have it in the color 320 True Beige, and I have it in the combination to oily skin formula, and I have dry skin, but I've tried the dry skin one. The combination to an oily skin one is so much better. The dry skin one, like, oxidizes really bad. I don't know if it's just me or that happens to everyone, but it oxidized so bad on my skin. Like, it matched my skin, and then by the end of the day, I was like, oh my god, like, what is this? Yeah, really did not like the dry one, but this oily to combination skin one I love. And this one also is less runny. The dry one I have found to be a lot more runny. I don't know if it was just the one that I got, but it was like really runny, and I didn't like that. Where this one, obviously liquid foundation, but it's not runny by any means. One good thing though that I will say about the Revlon Colorstay Whipped versus the liquid one if you are new to makeup and you don't have brushes yet, because I know when I first started, getting into makeup and stuff, I didn't have any brushes and I applied my foundation with my fingers. This one I apply with my fingers, the Revlon Colorstay Whipped. I think that it applies the nicest that way. I just think, the warmth from your fingers helps melt the mousse consistency into your skin, and it just gives a flawless finish, and it looks really nice, and it just helps blend it into the skin a little bit better if you use your fingers. So that is how I apply this. I will use a brush sometimes. Like if you want to use a brush, you could use like a duo fiber brush, or something that is not as dense. To apply this, definitely like a lighter brush. But with the Revlon Colorstay, the normal liquid foundation, you're gonna need a brush to apply this. I just do not think that it looks good when you use your fingers to do it. At least not me. It just looks like streaky, and it doesn't blend well enough with my fingers. For that foundation, I need a brush to apply it to my skin to make it look flawless. The one that I always use is the Sigma F88 brush, just the flat top kabuki, the angled one, and that's the one that I use every day to apply this. But yeah, this one you're definitely going to need a foundation brush for it to really look really nice, where with the Revlon Colorstay Whipped, you are fine with your fingers. It still will look beautiful if you apply it with your fingers. So if you're more of a beginner to makeup, you don't have any brushes or anything, definitely go with the Revlon Colorstay Whipped, because I think that's just going to be better for you, and you're not going to have to buy a brush to go with it. One last thing that I do want to tell you guys. A weird thing about these. The 320 in the Revlon Colorstay Whipped is called Warm Golden. 320 in the liquid foundation is called True Beige. I didn't realize this when I bought them, because I just took the number 320 because I originally bought the whipped one and then went with the liquid one. So I went later to get this, and then when I got them home, they're two totally different colors, which I was like, oh my god, like this one is a lot darker. So be careful, because the colors are not the same. I just happened to, when I got this one, be a lighter shade, so it actually worked out that the 320 works for me now, because I'm a little bit more tanner. But they are not the same shade, so don't think that if you have the liquid foundation already that you can go get the same shade in the same number, at least, in the whipped foundation, because they are not the same, and vice versa. So definitely look into that. But yeah, that just as Revlon Colorstay in general, the liquid one, you're going to have so many more shades with this one. With the whipped, there are a decent amount of shades. I believe there are 14. I could be wrong, though. I'm not sure, but I believe that there's 14. I think I said it in my full review on the foundation, which, like I said, I link in the bottom bar. But with this one, there are so many. Like, I can't even count. Like, there's a shade for everyone with this one. And like I said, there's two different formulas for dry skin and one for oily to combination. So there's just a lot more options with the liquid one. I think probably as the whipped one becomes more popular, they might make more options of it, and it's been very popular, so hopefully they will. But yeah, so if you think that your skin color might be kind of hard to match, go with the liquid one, just because there's way more. Yeah, and I think I pretty much covered everything that hopefully you guys want to know about these foundations, and kind of compared and contrast them, and helped you guys find which one you think might be better for you. They're both awesome foundations, so I'm sure you will love whichever one you decide to get if you get either of them. And yeah, if you have any other questions, just write in the comment box and I will get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye!